I'm Chrissy Chin, XRN with no business degree turned CEO of a 7-figure brand. But it wasn't all that long ago that I was craving more money and time and was desperate to figure out how to create the life I dreamed of. After a few failed attempts and lessons learned every step of the way, I reached my goals of building a powerful, standout brand online that I have today. A brand that gives me more freedom than I ever thought possible and is serving thousands across the globe, changing their lives every day. I created the Badass is the New Black podcast to give you the confidence in your already badass self and equip you with the business knowledge in a no-fluff, step-by-step way so you can put it into action now and build your own powerful standout brand online. A brand that attracts your ideal clients that are ready to buy and learn how to scale your business through automation just like I did, so you can work less and enjoy more of your life. If you are a new or experienced ambitious entrepreneur or in network marketing ready to turn your side hustle into a real business you love, make an impact on the world, and create the life you dream of, you are in the right place, my friend. All right, let's dive into part number 2 of this little mini series. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, you can go back and listen to the episode on time freedom. We're going to talk about the second key factor to why I really started my own business, and that is financial freedom. So to continue on with the story of being a nurse and getting that consistent paycheck every week, that was really nice. And I'm really grateful for that in that time in my life, being out of college and having the responsibilities of an adult and rent and food and all of that. And so I loved being able to have a regular paycheck, but at the same time, I looked at that income and it was actually really good. Like nurses get paid really good starting out, but then looking at it, okay, when I'm a nurse 30 years later, what am I going to be making? Or if I work harder at my job and do better, is it going to reflect in the financials? And the answer was no. And looking 30 years later, I would get these small increment pay increases, so I'd be making more, but hindsight, that's not really my personality. Like I have the heart and soul to give something my all and to work really hard at something. And so from the financial aspect, I just didn't see the growth in that profession that I really wanted. And again, like no one teaches you that in high school. Like anyone with high school kids, like have them listen to the last episode and this episode to help them figure out really what do they want to do, because so much of it is figuring out that lifestyle that they want to have. What is the time schedule that they want to have, and what are the financial means that they will need to live the lifestyle that they want? It's no secret that I like fancy things. I'm so grateful that I got to have my office decorated by a decorator friend of mine, and I could invest that into my business and into my home and the space that I am all the time. But I, certainly couldn't afford that if I was a nurse, doing these things. And of course you can save and save and save, but let's be honest, it's fun to spend some too. So anyway, back to the financial piece of really figuring out and trying to figure out like what was my next step. So I was a nurse making X amount of dollars, and I knew, and I was single at the time. So it was like, I can't rely on a man. I'm not going to be that girl that's out in the streets of Chicago trying to find her man to make all the money so that she can do all the fun things. That wasn't my personality either. And so it was like, okay, well, should I go back to school? And so I looked into that. I actually even applied for a nurse practitioner for a program at this school, and blessing in disguise, they sent me a letter before the program and said, hey, we're actually not going to have a program in the fall. And I don't know if they were going to do one the following year, but like for whatever reason, they were going to do it. And I was like, hallelujah, that is my sign that school is not the thing for me. And their reality was, it was going to be the same thing. It was going to be nursing clinicals. It was going to be a nursing job, and it was going to be a little bit increase in pay. And I believe everything happens for a reason. And sometimes it's really important to listen to those signs. And so that was me listening and saying, okay, that is not the path for me. and being open to what the next path was. And so while we've talked about finding that time freedom and what that was going to look like for me and the next thing that I did, or eventually, what things blossom into, it was also looking at the financial piece. What has the ability and the capability to provide the financial support that I want and not have to rely on someone else, to do it myself. And so, first business, looking into doing muscle testing in the clinic, which I talked about in the last episode. In that training, they talk about you can have $1 million practice. And so that was really attractive to me. I was like, holy cow, I could have $1 million practice. That sounds amazing. Now, they didn't really talk about the profit margins there, so I don't really know what they are. But my guess is, if you're contributing to the rented space, if you're hiring help and things like that, the profit margin is going to go down, right? But I just had this idea of like $1 million practice. Wow, that sounds really awesome and really cool. And so I pursued that. And then, as I talked in the last episode, realize, wait a minute, this is not for me. While I will have the financial gains, if I grow this really big, I won't have the time freedom. And so on the next journey, it's like every misstep that happens, it's a lesson learned. And I fully believe that there's no failures in life and in business. It's just an opportunity to learn something new. And so I don't have this definition of failure like most people do. If I don't reach my goal, I have failed. The only time I have failed is if I don't learn a lesson. And as long as I look at what happened and I analyze what happened and where it went wrong and what maybe I need to shift to make sure that it doesn't go wrong the next time, or to where I can improve, that's a lesson learned. And so there's no failure there. And so starting that business and failing, if you will, in that business, basically just giving it up and pushing it aside, there was a lesson and an opportunity there. And it was really that lifestyle. What do I want? Okay, these two magical pieces of really needing to analyze them in moving forward, and what starting my own business needed to have. It needed to have the capability of me running my own schedule, basically building my business from anywhere, whether it's an office or whether it's, on vacation, if I decide that I want to do that, or if I pick up and have to move someplace, I can just do that very easily with a really easy transition. That was key. And then the other factor, let's take a tiny little break from this badass podcast to talk about Kajabi, or as my husband calls it, Punjabi. Babe, it starts with a K. Kajabi. This is the platform that literally makes all the magic happen. It's plug and play, no coding necessary. And guess what, you guys? The best thing about it is that you get your very own mobile app with it. I looked into building an app and it was going to be over $100,000. You get your own right there. The platform is so affordable too. So instead of paying for individual platforms like your CRM system, which is going to host your email, your landing pages, which is going to capture your email, your website, which is going to be where all the magic happens, a community space, it's literally all in one. So it doesn't matter if you want to host courses, educational classes, have libraries in there for your team. This is absolutely the way to go. And I have a month free for you to check it out. So hop over to my website, thechrissychin.com/Kajabi, Kajabi, and you can check out a month for free. I cannot wait to see what you create. Please do me a favor, send me a DM, send me an email once you've created something so I can see it and check it out. Can't wait for you to get started and scale your business like a badass boss. All right, let's get back to the podcast, which is today's topic, is the financial piece. How much money can I make? Can the reflection of what I put into the business be reflected in the paycheck or the amount of money that ends up in my bank account? And the answer was yes, into the first business that I really started and put my heart into, which was network marketing. And so, yes, I could build my business from anywhere: the toilet, the closet, the car, an airplane, wherever. I could build my business from anywhere if I wanted to, right? Some people like to set boundaries and only build in their office, and that's totally fine. And then the other piece was that financial that financial piece. Can I work hard and have it reflect in the financials? And the answer was also yes. Now, of course, there's times that we work really hard in our business and we invest a lot of time in our business and we're not seeing those financials. And that was actually a huge part of network marketing in the beginning. What a lot of people talk about is it's a lot of work for little reward in the beginning. And then as it just grows and starts snowballing, it really just, transforms into this great business with residual income. And I was definitely getting that. I was able to leave my nursing position and rely solely on my check from network marketing. And I didn't have plans to really stop network marketing or not pursue it as much, but I'm always a person that's just kind of open to the opportunities that are laid in front of me and take a look, and I'm not scared to give it a try and give it a go. And so that's just what happened with Grow Workspace, is that I had the opportunity to start this business, supporting people in that network marketing company that I was in, and support anyone in that company, not just the people on my team. And the financial gain was just ridiculous and amazing. So I couldn't say no to it, and nor did I want to say no to it. And so I think that's was a great gauge for me, is that, do I want to say no to this? No, I really want to explore this. Do I want to press on and work really hard for this because it's something I believe in? Yes, I want to invest the time and I want to work hard. And so just having that ability to pour what I cared about into something, or pour my heart and soul into something that I cared about, two things, two different things. As I always talk about, your brand can grow and evolve with you. And that's totally what my brand has done. It's grown and it's evolved. And now I do business coaching, because of the success in both arenas, network marketing and my own online business with a digital product. And so things have just evolved, and the financial gains have really exceeded my expectations of what I even wanted. But it's something that I definitely coach and guide my students in, is looking at the financial piece. Where do you need to be? And let's put a plan of action. My husband always talks about, what does he say? Make the plan, work the plan, work the plan, make the plan, work the plan. I don't know. He's going to shoot me for not getting it right, because I've heard him say it a million times in this last week. But you have to make a plan to get there, and then you have to work the plan. And it's okay if the plan doesn't go perfectly with what you think it was. Mine never does. Even when I was signing up for classes in college, I would pick out this perfect plan, this scheduled plan. I'd be able to do, babysitting here, and I'd be able to work my waitressing job here, and I'd be able to do my patient care assistant stuff here, and I'd have the perfect schedule, and I could sleep in here and take a nap here. And then I would never get the classes that I wanted. And it was always a blessing in disguise. There was always something that came up where, if I had that schedule that I had planned on having, I wouldn't have been able to do X, Y, Z. And so it always worked out in my favor. And that was literally the lesson that taught me in life, was that I may set a plan for something, but if it shifts and doesn't work out how I planned, it's usually always for the better. And so that's just kind of how I live my life now, knowing that I need to make a plan and I need to work that plan. But a lot of times something happens and we need to shift that plan. And so the more flexible you are able to shift that plan, the more likely you will still be able to reach your outcome. So reach that financial goal. I had this goal of finances. I had written down, $29,000 in a month, making $29,000 in a month. And I had no idea how I was going to get there. I thought that I was going to get there. That was my goal in my network marketing business. And then lo and behold, Grow Workspace started. And and between the two, that month that I had circled 29,000 that month, it happened. Now, it didn't happen in one business, it happened in both of them combined. But I was like, holy cow, the power of manifesting, the power of visualizing, the power of dreaming, and just working hard to get there and working the plan, but being able to be flexible with the plan is really what led to that. And so, that's just, this little mini series started in why I started the business, because I wanted time freedom and I wanted financial freedom. But these are just two of my lessons to helping my students build blissful businesses and lives that they love and that they enjoy, so that they can work less and enjoy more, which is such the perfect motto for me. And I don't necessarily mean in that motto, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. I don't necessarily mean work less as in do no work, because I love working. But it's more of this concept of when you're loving what you're doing, it doesn't feel so much like work. It's when it's a passion of yours, it just feels easy and it feels smooth, and it's just something that you enjoy. So that work less piece is partly, so you're not having to work 60 hours a week, but let's say the 20 hours that you're working a week doesn't feel excruciating. Now, for those of you out there listening who have a day job, who work, let's say part-time or maybe even full-time, how does your work feel to you? Does it feel excruciating? Do you like dread going into work? Do you wish that you didn't have to work as much? So the whole work less part, when you really pursue one of your passions or your own business, it's this ability that work doesn't always feel like work. And so therefore you feel like you're working a lot less so that you can enjoy more in life, enjoy the things that you love. If it's travel, you travel more. If it's just getting time to pop out at noon to go to a yoga class or go work out or have lunch or brunch with your friends, like, what are the things in life that you really want to enjoy? And so are you building a business and a life that gets you those things? So those were the two things. This is going to be the end of my little mini series, but just things to think about. Why did you start your business? Because if you're here listening, you've started a business. You've probably started either network marketing, or maybe you're a coach or a creative, or you're doing some type of little side hustle on the side that you want to take more seriously and build your business online. So why did you start that? And what is the life that you're really dreaming about having? And are you taking the steps and putting your plan into motion to reach that lifestyle that you have been dreaming about? So something to think about. Until next week. We'll see you later, friend. Bye.